Hey everybody, this is the Wednesday, January the 13th video blog. However, because of some technical difficulties, it became the Thursday, January the 14th video blog. And of course, it's my interview edition, and we've got Zach Bussey on the show today. Because the interview went long, it's about 15 minutes, and YouTube will only let you upload 10. Instead of chopping it down, because I really like the interview, what I'm going to do is show the first 5 minutes on a slideshow, and there's going to be a link down in the description. If you click that, you can either download the remainder of it, or you can just listen to it, stream it right off of that. If you download it, it's an MP3, you can put it on your iTunes, Windows Media Player, iPhone, iPod, whatever you want to do, or you can just listen to it right off of the site in its entirety. Please do so. It's a really great interview. Zach has some great information for everybody talking about Twitter and social media. And it was a pleasure having him on the show. So please listen to that and hear what he has to say. And I just want to thank him again for coming on the show. And if you want to follow him on Twitter, it's @zbussey. And his website is www.swingcatproductions. It'll all be in the description as well. So please enjoy the interview. Thanks a lot. All right, everybody, this is the Wednesday, January 13th edition of the Swamp Podcast. It is my interview edition, and today we have Zach Bussey, who I know from Twitter. So, Zach, thanks for coming on the show.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Cool. And for those of you who know me or know him on Twitter, his handle is @zbussey, and we followed each other for a while and talked and whatnot, and he's actually in our fantasy basketball league now, so...
right, that's right.
That's right, and your team sucks.
I'm doing better than you, so that's all that matters.
Injuries. So I guess just for the people that are listening that don't follow both of us, just give them a quick background of kind of where you come from and what you do.
Okay, sure. I'm from Toronto, obviously. Just kind of give a background of myself. I went to Seneca College for marketing. I was pretty involved with the marketing initiatives at the time there. Was part of student council on a few campus groups. Advancing Canadian Entrepreneurship was one of them. Last year on campus, I actually produced a Girls of Seneca calendar. Oh yeah, which was actually pretty fun to do, obviously.
Yeah,
and,
of course.
It was actually pretty successful too. So it's a win-win situation.
Definitely.
From there, I graduated. I went and worked for Fidelity Investments for a while. Started on the phones, doing call center stuff. Mm-hmm. Just awful. I kept getting written up for being late, not having too long handle times, and all sorts of bullshit. But I quickly grew actually in the company and started doing new hire training and supervision. So I was off the phone, thank God. Yeah. And also developed a new training simulation for the new hires, which they actually still use today, I'm told.
Really?
So, I actually really like Fidelity, and unfortunately the economy turned to hell, and the entire Toronto office actually got laid off.
Wow. That's funny, actually. When I was in Windsor, I just did some call center stuff on the side, yep. And that's really kind of the first industry to take a hit in the economy. Yep. Is just all the call stuff. So, I guess, so what exactly, what do you do now? What are your future plans? What kind of things are you looking to get done now that you're done with Fidelity?
Yeah, right after that, I actually went and worked as a marketing manager for a social network web company. That kind of got my start into social media. I ended up leaving the company because of creative differences. So I'm sort of happy to see now that they're actually not doing too well. They just didn't really have a direction of where they were going, and I think that really relates to social media. I came in there with a bunch of ideas, and they just said, no, we just want to do cold call sales. And I said, well, we're a social network site, we're a web company, we should be using the web and social media to build our business. And they said, no, that's not what we're interested in doing. So from there I just left and I started going back under the banner of Swing Cat Productions, and since then I've been doing a lot of social media work for real estate agents, restaurants, and just other freelance projects.
So is that how you got your start on Twitter too then, was through that experience?
Yes, it was actually. Yeah, it came up through one of my searches and said I'll check it out. And so for the first month, I was just kind of like, okay, this is all right. Like I can see the usefulness in this. It was before Twitter was actually popular,
right?
So it was before the whole Ashton Kutcher CNN thing. So there was definitely a lot less people on it, a lot less features than there are now.
I agree, and I actually started. I think I just passed my first year on Twitter, and I remember a year ago blogging about the whole Ashton Kutcher and CNN thing and how he claimed he was going to change social media. And
that's no shit.
and really, he was campaigning for 1 million followers. He got them, and he's only posting like these dumb YouTube videos where he's promoting himself. So, what do you think the direction of social media is headed, and what can actually be obtained from something like this?
I definitely think that the there is no limits with social media. It really, and then you actually start talking about the benefits on your last show, and so social media sites like Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and really what started the trend off was MySpace.
Mm-hmm.
The sites actually really opened the ability to communicate with people you otherwise wouldn't have had the opportunity to do so.
Right.
So prime example is us talking right now. Without Twitter as our middleman, we wouldn't have met each other or have had this conversation right now.
Exactly, and that's as you said. What I touched on is just I remember trying to promote things that I was doing before, and your only real medium is if your friends don't like it or you're not knocking door to door. But now it's like you can meet so many different areas of people on Twitter, and I noticed that you've got 9,000 or so followers on there. Is there any method for people? Because I know a lot of people are kind of almost obsessed with the whole follower thing. And if there's any real method to the madness, or if it's kind of just like network.